So, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the US government's top infectious disease expert, has announced he'll depart the American government in December. He is the President's chief medical advisor and has been the director of the National Institute of Virology and Infectious Diseases and the leader of the federal government's response to coronavirus. Of course, no story about his pending departure would be complete without reference to the fact that he fell out with the then President Donald Trump when President Trump wanted the economy to return to normalcy. History has proven Trump right via the performance in Sweden, which went down the no lockdown path. And from the start of the pandemic to now, excess deaths in Sweden are below the average in Europe and will soon look better than deaths in Australia. As Professor James Allen said to me last night, and I quote, "This is what happens when elites won't listen to opposing views," unquote. However, all that aside, what is conveniently forgotten today about Dr. Fauci is his questionable involvement in what can be called gain-of-function research. Now, gain-of-function research is a term used to describe any field of medical research which alters an organism or a disease in a way that makes it more deadly and increases transmissibility. To get to the guts of it, it is research which could enable a pandemic potential pathogens, a fancy word, bacteria or virus, to replicate more quickly or cause more harm in human beings. Therefore, it contains biosecurity risks. So gain-of-function research enables an organism which is entering the body to be more lethal. The research increases its potential for harm. Because of this, President Barack Obama called for a pause on funding for gain-of-function experiments involving viruses. Put simply, this is malevolent research. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci led the US response to coronavirus, but here's the rub. Even though President Obama established a pause in funding, Fauci's agency, the National Institute of Virology and Infectious Diseases, made a grant of $600,000 paid to, and you've heard of this mob before, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. President Obama had called a pause on funding for gain-of-function research, but Fauci gave the Wuhan Institute $600,000, and one Francis Collins, the director of the National Institutes of Health, said that his institute would not have been aware of other activities at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. There was then an investigation into this gain-of-function research. Who was put in charge? But a bloke called Peter Daszak, D-A-S-Z-A-K, buddies with Fauci. And he thanked Fauci for covering up the Wuhan leak. In fact, Daszak thanked Fauci for pouring cold water on the lab leak theory. Daszak was a member of the World Health Organization team that visited the Wuhan Institute of Virology early last year as part of an investigation into the origin of the virus. Most people call the investigation a whitewash. Daszak wrote to Fauci, and I quote, "I just wanted to say a personal thank you for standing up and saying that the scientific evidence supports a natural origin for COVID-19 from a bat to human, not a lab release from the Wuhan Institute of Virology."